Betsy never expected to lose. From the very beginning, she had played the game with precision, sharp eyes, charming smile, and just the right mix of vulnerability and ambition. She had calculated every move like a master strategist, navigating her way into the world of Robert, the wealthy, respected, and emotionally vulnerable man who had recently found solace in her arms. But there was one thing Betsy hadn't counted on. Gina. Elegant, composed, and dangerously underestimated, Gina had quietly watched from the sidelines as Betsy spun her web. While others saw Gina's silence as weakness, they failed to recognize it for what it truly was, strategy. And today, all that patience would explode into a moment that would leave Betsy humiliated, fans stunned, and over 1.3 million people glued to their screens within the first hour. It began innocently enough. The day had an air of celebration. Betsy strolled through the grand living room, already envisioning her name engraved in bank documents, her signature stamped on real estate papers, her wardrobe filled with couture dresses. Robert, ever the gentleman, was speaking softly about formalities. She nodded, pretending to listen. Her eyes sparkled, not with love, but with the anticipation of what she believed was finally hers. And then, Gina arrived. Her heels echoed on the marble floor like a countdown. Her gaze was cold, direct, unflinching. She wasn't here to beg, nor to awry. No, Gina came with one thing in hand. A single piece of paper. Before anything else, Gina said, her voice calm but sharp enough to cut steel, "There's something Betsy needs to sign." Betsy's brows furrowed. She laughed lightly, as if someone had made an awkward joke. But Gina didn't smile. She simply handed the document to Robert, who looked hesitant, then slowly nodded. Betsy took the paper and began to read. Her confidence melted with every word. Prenuptial agreement. Clear as day, black and white, if the marriage dissolves, the spouse shall forfeit all rights to financial and property assets obtained before or during the union. No, Betsy whispered. This wasn't part of the plan. Gina took a step forward, her eyes locked onto Betsy's. "Oh, I think it was," she replied. "Just not your plan." The room went silent. Robert said nothing. Even the walls seemed to listen. Betsy looked around, searching for someone, anyone, to back her. But no one moved. Not a single soul. The power she thought she had built crumbled under her feet like wet sand. Her voice wavered. "You can't do this. You don't get to decide." But Gina only raised an eyebrow. "I'm not deciding. Robert is. I simply made sure he saw things clearly before it was too late." That moment, the click of truth rang louder than any scream. Fans online erupted. Comments poured in the thousands. "Gina, you legend. Betsy thought she won, girl, please." I had popcorn and still choked on the twist. Her face when she realized she lost everything priceless. Within 6 minutes, the clip had gone viral. Over 1.3 million views and counting. Edits of the scene spread across platforms like wildfire. TikToks were made. Memes flooded timelines. It wasn't just a plot twist, it was an event. But for those who had followed Loe Father's wife from the beginning, this was more than just drama. This was Gina's long-awaited redemption. She had endured the whispers, the looks, the betrayal. She watched Betsy walk into her world and attempt to erase her. But Gina didn't crumble. She studied. She prepared. She waited. And in one legendary move, she struck. But what comes next? Betsy isn't the type to disappear quietly. Her pride is wounded, her power shaken, but her ambition still alive. And the cornered woman is always dangerous. Rumors are already swirling among fans. Will Betsy try to fight back legally? Will she dig into Gina's past? Is there something Robert doesn't know that Betsy can use as leverage? Or worse, will she pretend to accept the prenup, only to launch a deeper, darker scheme from the shadows? One thing's certain, this story is far from over. As the credits rolled on that fateful Thursday episode, audiences were left gasping. Viewers didn't just watch, they felt it, the tension, the humiliation, the slow-motion reveal of a plan unraveling. It was the kind of drama that gets under your skin. And at the heart of it all, two women, one silent war, and a battlefield called marriage. Lily Father's Wife isn't just trending for its plot. It's become a mirror reflecting greed, resilience, pride, and power. It reminds viewers that not everything is as it seems. That silence can be louder than rage. And that love, when poisoned your agenda, becomes a weapon. If you haven't been watching, now's your moment. The intensity is only rising. Alliances will be tested. Secrets will surface. And someone will fall. You don't want to be the last to know. Tune in every Monday to Saturday at 2:30 right after it's showtime. Because every episode now is no longer just a scene, it's a revolution in the making. Will Gina hold her ground? Will Betsy find a new way in? Will Robert wake up to the truth or fall deeper into the trap? Only one way to find out. And remember, in the world of the wealthy, betrayal is the currency and trust is the ultimate illusion.